Have you ever paused to reflect on the storms in your life? The moments when everything seemed to fall apart and hope felt like a distant memory? These times test our faith and resilience, much like a story from ancient times, the story of Noah's Ark and the Great Flood. It is a tale not only of survival, but also of unwavering faith, extraordinary courage, and a promise that still resonates today. Let's step into this timeless narrative and explore its deeper meanings. Long ago, the world was a far cry from what it was meant to be. Humanity had turned away from the harmony and goodness that God had envisioned. Violence, selfishness, and wickedness ruled the land. People had forgotten kindness, compassion, and the joy of living in unity with one another and with creation. The earth, once a beautiful expression of God's love, had become a place of chaos. Imagine the sorrow of the Creator, who had formed this world with love and intention. God looked upon the earth, and his heart was heavy. The beauty he had woven into creation seemed all but lost. Yet even in this dark time, there was a glimmer of hope. Amidst the corruption and despair, one man stood out: Noah. Noah was different. While others succumbed to selfishness and sin, Noah walked closely with God. He was righteous, faithful, and obedient, a man who lived with integrity despite the brokenness around him. God saw Noah's heart and chose him for an extraordinary mission, a mission that would not only save his family, but also offer humanity a new beginning. One day, God spoke to Noah. Can you imagine it? The creator of the universe, whose voice had brought the stars into being, now speaking directly to a man. God revealed his plan to cleanse the earth with a great flood and start anew. But Noah and his family would be saved. God's instructions were clear. Build an ark. This was no ordinary task. The ark would be a massive vessel, 450 feet long, 75 feet wide, and 45 feet high. It would have 3 levels, providing room for Noah's family and pairs of every kind of animal. God detailed the materials to use down to the type of wood, gopher wood, and how to seal the ark with pitch to ensure it would withstand the fiercest storms. Without hesitation, Noah obeyed. Day after day, he and his family worked tirelessly. They cut wood, hammered beams, and pieced together the massive structure, following God's instructions to the letter. Imagine the effort and perseverance it must have taken to build something so enormous with the tools of their time. As the ark took shape, the people around Noah watched in disbelief. Why was he building a giant boat on dry land? The idea of a flood large enough to justify such a vessel seemed absurd. They laughed at him, mocked his warnings, and dismissed his calls to turn from their ways. Noah's faith, however, did not waver. He continued his work, even as the jeers and ridicule surrounded him. Can you imagine the loneliness he must have felt, standing firm in his convictions while the world around him rejected both him and the message he carried? After years of labor, the ark stood complete, a towering monument to Noah's faith and obedience. Then came the next miraculous phase of God's plan: gathering the animals. God instructed Noah to bring 2 of every kind of animal, male and female, into the ark. From the majestic lions to the delicate sparrows, from the towering giraffes to the small but quick rabbits, every creature made its way to the ark as if guided by an unseen hand. Picture the scene. The sky filled with birds of every color, their wings fluttering as they descended toward the ark. On the ground, animals of all shapes and sizes marched forward, the earth trembling under the weight of elephants and the soft patter of tiny paws. The ark, once silent, now teemed with life, a sanctuary for creation itself. Noah and his family worked tirelessly to ensure every animal had a place. They prepared food, made bedding, and organized the ark's many chambers. The sight of this living sanctuary must have filled them with awe and wonder. When everything was ready, God spoke again. "Go into the ark, you and your family, for I have found you righteous in this generation." Noah, his wife, his sons, and their wives entered the ark. As they stepped inside, the skies darkened, thick clouds rolled in, and the first drops of rain began to fall. God Himself closed the door of the ark, sealing them in safety. Outside, the rain intensified, turning into a torrential downpour. Streams overflowed, rivers surged, and the earth was covered in water. For 40 days and 40 nights, the rain poured without stopping. The ark was lifted from the ground, floating on the endless waters. Inside the ark, Noah and his family cared for the animals, feeding them and tending to their needs. They waited patiently, trusting that God would guide them through the storm. Imagine the sound of the rain pounding against the ark, the gentle rocking of the vessel, and the occasional call of a bird within. Finally, the rain ceased. The skies began to clear, and sunlight pierced through the lingering clouds. But the waters still covered the earth. The ark continued to drift, waiting for the waters to recede. After many months, Noah sent out a raven to see if the waters had gone down. The raven flew back and forth but found no place to land. Then Noah sent out a dove. The dove returned with nothing, a sign that the waters still covered the earth. 7 days later, Noah sent the dove out again, and this time it returned with a freshly plucked olive leaf in its beak. Noah's heart must have leaped with joy. The olive leaf was a sign that life was returning to the earth. Finally, Noah sent the dove out one last time, and it didn't return, meaning it had found a place to settle. When the waters finally receded, the ark came to rest on the mountains of Ararat. God spoke to Noah, saying, "Come out of the ark, you and your family, and bring out every living creature." Noah and his family stepped out into a fresh, quiet world. The air was crisp, the sky seemed wider and bluer, and the earth felt renewed. Filled with gratitude, Noah built an altar to the Lord. Imagine him gathering stones, arranging them carefully, and then kneeling before the altar to offer his prayers. He made a sacrifice, thanking God for their survival and the new chance at life they had been given. God, pleased with Noah's faith and gratitude, blessed him and his family. He said, "Be fruitful and multiply, fill the earth." This was an invitation to rebuild, to create, and to thrive in the renewed world. But God didn't stop there. He made a covenant, a sacred promise, not just with Noah, but with all living creatures. "Never again will I destroy all life by a flood," he declared. To seal this promise, God gave a sign, the rainbow. Picture it. After the storm, as sunlight pierced through lingering raindrops, a stunning arc of colors appeared in the sky. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, a radiant reminder of God's faithfulness and love. "Whenever the rainbow appears in the clouds," God said, "I will see it, and remember the everlasting covenant between me and all living creatures." Noah's story doesn't end with the rainbow. Rebuilding a world from scratch was no small task. Noah and his family faced challenges as they planted crops, tamed the wild, and created homes in this renewed earth. Every sound, from the rustling of leaves to the calls of animals, must have seemed louder and more profound in the absence of bustling cities or villages. Yet they persevered, drawing strength from their faith and each other. They planted seeds and watched them grow, a poignant reminder that life always finds a way to flourish. The story of Noah's Ark and the Great Flood is more than a tale of survival. It's a story of faith, renewal, and the strength to carry on. It reminds us that even in the darkest times, there is hope. The ark symbolizes protection, the flood signifies cleansing, and the rainbow is a promise of beauty and peace after every trial. Think about the storms in your own life. Perhaps you faced challenges that felt insurmountable, moments when the future seemed uncertain. Noah's story teaches us that no storm lasts forever, and that with faith we can weather any challenge. The ark is a reminder that God provides shelter and guidance, even in the most turbulent times. And the rainbow? It's a promise that after every storm there is beauty waiting on the other side. It's a symbol of hope, a reminder that we are never alone and that renewal is always possible. As you reflect on this story, let its lessons inspire you. Hold on to faith even when the skies darken. Trust that there is always light ahead, and when you see a rainbow, let it remind you of God's love and the enduring promise of new beginnings. If this story touched your heart, we invite you to join us on this journey. Subscribe to our channel, and together we'll explore more stories of faith, hope, and renewal. Thank you for being here, and may the promise of the rainbow bring you peace.